Katua ki tēnei, katua ki te toko rua nei, i te tihi o Ruahine, kia mārake te titiro, ki ngā whenua, ki ngā waiora o reira. Neira, māua e mihi ana kia koutou. Ko tai mai nei, raro i te poro wai o te tihi o Ruahine, te whakakanohi atu, i ngā iwi e toru, i ngā rātonga e iwa, e whakairi ake ki runga nei, ka timata mai ki tērā tā, ko te rōku hoko whitu tērā, ngā mara e whitu no tērā pito o Ngāti Raukawa te au ki te tonga, whakawhiti mai ki te puna hauora ki te papai oia, ki te wakahoia ki te papai oia, whakawhiti atu ki te whakapai hauora, ko ngā wātene Māori, te tai atu rau i te poro wai, whakawhiti atu ki te awa o Manawa atu, ki tō tātou whānau o Muaukoko, ka tahi, ka rere atu ki tērā tawa o ngā pai maunga ki Rangitāne ki tā maki nui ārua, te rōku wahine Māori toko i te ora, ka tahi, te mea pai, pia ki Sir Mason, ngā kaitiaki o Ngāti Kaupapa. Nei rā taua, e whakakanohi ana, i tērā whānau katoa, no reira, kei ngā maunga whakahi, kei ngā waitapu, kei ngā tongi pepeha, kei wainui a tātou, kei te mihi, kei te mihi. My name is Gene Takurua. I hail from a small town on the east coast called Tonga Bay, centre of the universe, in Whānau and I'm a Whānau Ora Systems Navigator in Te Tihi o Ruahine, alongside my tuakana here. And yeah, part of our core role is the training, workforce development and education of this aspirational model called Te Ara Whānau Ora, which we deliver in our community, in our rohe, and that's the model of engagement we use to work alongside our whānau, and that's what we're here to share a little bit about today. I'll hand over to my tuakana, e mihi ana kia koutou.
Kia ora koutou, ko Bruce Kiri ana tōku ingoa. Unfortunately, wasn't brought up with the reo, so I missed that bus. I got the height and the hair, so I'm going to use that today. Just good, it's awesome to be here today to be able to share some of the mahi that we do at Te Tihi o Ruahine, and trying to achieve the aspirations of our whānau down here in the Manawatu and around our regions. And really try and change some of the mindshift and the sets of some of these systems and these organisations that our whānau are involved with, and how do we change some of that thinking in that space as well. So that's basically a little bit about what we do, and we're going to hopefully be able to show you a little bit of that today in this workshop. So the other thing about today, the workshops is about you fellas doing workshops. So it's not just about us standing here talking to you and dazzling you with our brilliance, but there's going to be a whole lot of interactive activities that we're going to do throughout the morning, so we're going to have a bit of fun with it too. So, kapai. So that's that part. What we are going to do though is a little bit of an icebreaker, just to shoot the scene. And what I want you to do is all have a little bit of piece of paper in front of you and a pen. Just you'll all grab a paper and a pen.
Straight into the workshop.
Straight into it, right? Straight away.
Yeah, I'll come and listen to you folks.
So grab a paper and a pen. And what I want you to do is try and hide what you're going to write down on your paper from your neighbours. You don't want them to see what you're writing, okay? So try and hide what you're going to be able to write on your paper from your friends and your neighbours. And once you understand the instructions, then you'll know why we want to hide it, all right? So first of all, what I want you to do with your pen and paper while you're hiding your beautiful masterpieces away, I want you to think of New Zealand, picture it in your mind, what does it look like, and I want you to draw it on your bit of paper, okay? Don't show your friends you're drawing, but I want you to draw New Zealand.
We've seen some interesting looking New Zealand, but hey, that's your New Zealand. Take that point.
And when we draw New Zealand, I want you to think of 3 prominent landmarks. First one being Fielding. A lot of famous people came from Fielding. A few All Blacks. I might just have to mention it. So I want you to mark on the map where Fielding is, and if you don't know where Fielding is, you can Google it. It's not a test. Or ask your friends. And like I say, we seem to have a lot of cheers for those East Coast whānau, so like my friend Jeannie's from the Tolaga Bay, so if you can sort of find out where that is on the map, just put that there too. Oh, Tokomaru Bay, wherever it is, somewhere up there. They've got no BP station. And then the last place I want you to put on the map is Auckland. Oh, I love the quiet.
Well, there's a few masterpieces, kake haere.
All right, here we go. So, I'll give you 2 more seconds to draw your masterpieces up. And then what I want you to do,
Fielding or play.
what I want you to do, are we all finished? We all got our pieces done? Fielding? Tokomaru, man? Auckland.
Tokomaru, get a big circle.
You know, we'll forgive you if you don't know where it is. You can Google it. Have I? Now, what I want you to do with your drawings, I want you to pick them up and show everybody. Show everyone your drawing. Looks different over here, Okay. Some real good artists out there. And there's some out there who just come out of follow instructions. Okay, so we've all drawn your maps, we've all shown everybody what your map looks like. You've all had a great laugh. Okay, so this is my map of New Zealand, this is what it looks like to me. Hey, can we see that? New Zealand. Ooh, oh, good draw too. True story, I can draw. They should pay me for my artwork. Alright, so in my mind, this is New Zealand to me. What are you thinking? What are you all thinking? Does this look like New Zealand to you, I mean? What does it look like to everybody out there? PlayStation game. The reality is, to me, in my mind, the way I look at New Zealand, that's New Zealand to me. Okay? And it was great to see everyone laughing at my drawing. He's all just imposed your map upon me and told me I was crazy. You all made a judgment based on my drawing that I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. That will never be New Zealand. That boys aren't well. And the reality is, you know, when we're working with our whānau, generally we'll go in with our own map. And we will look at our whānau and we'll think, gee, because their map does not look like mine, they aren't well, there's something wrong with them. So we'll start imposing our map upon them, and that's what we do. We start, not laughing at them, but we start imposing what it is we think they need. Okay? So when we're thinking about the aspirations of whānau, whose aspiration is it? Okay? It's not my aspiration as a practitioner, it's the whānau's aspiration. So the idea of that is really to get us to understand that, yes, we all have our own maps. How do we turn it off when we're engaging with whānau? How do we listen to their map? How do we understand what their map's all about? Because if we don't do that first and foremost, we're imposing our map upon them. And we've had that done to us for so long, by so many, by the governments, and why would we continue that practice? So, kia ora.
Tēnā no tātou, thank you very much, Bruce. And those type of aro are actually key. And I'll draw on some of Sir Mason's kōrero yesterday because he's in the room. But there was one thing that really stood out for me throughout his kōrero, and it was about whānau wanting to be treated like people. Ka pai? And it's about, I guess, understanding the types of environments that we create and facilitate for our whānau to explore what ora looks like for them. That's when we really start getting into I guess the mechanics of what actually makes an engagement and what isn't engagement. Am I inspiring, facilitating a space where whānau can aspire to something else? Or does my map maybe determine the way I'll facilitate an engagement for whānau when I'm sitting alongside it? Because he rere ki, tā rātou Aotearoa ki tōku. So because the Aotearoa is different to ours, as Bruce made a very, very valid point. So that sort of leads us into the next part, and it is around, I guess, asking a question to you as an Auckland. I would like some, probably won't be able to answer Sir Mason because you're on the task force, and you'll know all the answers to this, so please don't take offence if I say kenda rō. When I engage with the Whānau Ora service, or when I'm involved in a Whānau Ora journey, receiving services within a Whānau Ora context, how will I know? How will I know that I am being engaged in a Whānau Ora manner? So, and I'm looking outside of our traditional, I guess, the visual ways we can see, we can hear, we have our values such as manaakitanga, we might socialise, te reo Māori me ona tikanga in our spaces, but when we are thinking about the way we engage whānau in a Whānau Ora context, then I would like us to draw or hear from this rōpū about some of the kōrero potentially from our task force on whānau-centred initiatives in that report. And what types of approaches were found throughout that journey and that were published in that report that gave us, I guess, as Whānau Ora providers or people that are working in a Whānau Ora space, some real foundational building blocks to how we might be able to create those types of spaces and the services that we deliver. Can anybody in the room want to share with me some of your guys' whakaaro about what may constitute a Whānau Ora engagement, or if I'm engaging our whānau clients in a whānau-centred way, in a Whānau Ora way, what will I be doing? Is there any whakaaro? What are some of those marquee themes that came out of the task force on whānau-centred initiatives? Anybody? Who runs the show when we're engaging with whānau? Whānau lead. Who do we centre, so we're going back to our mapping, who do we centre our whakaaro around? Ka pai. And what do we base our engagements on?
What the whānau's on.
Ka pai strengths, ka tika. Ka pai and whānau-centred strengths-based and an aspirational approach to whatever's going on in my life, some of the key things that we're going to explore today. And again, we are both not professors, we work on behalf of Te Tihi o Ruahine.
We hope to be still working tomorrow.
And there's a bit of whakapapa to, I guess, the way that we've attempted to actualise the Whānau Ora concept or movement in our rohe. We've had a lot of sort of Whānau Ora working groups with some well-established tangata Māori in the health and social service arena who all come together to see how we might be able to actualise these concepts, this movement, these whakaaro in our rohe. And out of that came some of these things that we're going to explore today, but we really are here to maybe provide an understanding or a perspective, another perspective about what a whānau-centred engagement might look like and how we see ourselves within that picture. We heard a lot yesterday about the whānau leader, creating leaders within whānau. The equation is up there because I'm quite nervous. It's gone out of my head. The IFLW, IBLW that was explored equals whānau tino ora, ka pai koutou, he's obviously attentive. But it is about those things. Ka pai, and again, this is how we do it in our rohe. We're not standing up here saying that this is the right way, the only way, because kei tēnā iwi, kei tēnā iwi, kei tēnā rohe, he rere ke, he rere ke. And that's the beauty about this approach. Mā tātou anō e whakatau. Me pehe ai tātou e whakatinana hia tēnei mea ko te Whānau Ora. So, just to touch on a few of those key things before we do move on to our next bit. Yes, definitely, whānau-led, whānau-centred, strengths-based, aspirationally based engagements. A lot of our whānau, you have to have something wrong with you before you can access the service, 99% of the time. Ka pai. I often ask at our central PHO, my colleagues, if I am well, will I be able to access your service? And they sort of look at me like, oh, no. Why would you want to do that? And so the next question I pose is, how do I remain well? Basically, you're telling me I have to be unwell before. So how can this environment assist me to maintain my wellness as opposed to providing a service? We talk a lot about health prevention and all those types of things, but in reality, when we look at the way our systems are structured, it's not until something's happened where we can actually meet the criteria and be able to receive certain types of support. But coordinated approaches to service delivery, again to Mason yesterday, very fragmented. A very fragmented approach of whānau. Sometimes with my kids and their comings and goings and things like that, even I get very, very confused about who I'm supposed to see and actually what am I here for. So coordinated approaches, collective approaches. I think Te Tihi o Ruahine and a lot of you here will belong to collectives. Again, that's another a recommendation from that report, another moemoea, was that we unite the tahi ai. Our services, our efforts, in an effort to have a greater reach, have a greater impact in the communities that we're working in, to resource whānau, ka pai, and that's something that our mainstream society, well, I don't even know if they're mainstream, but something that society might struggle with is resourcing whānau. Because why would we resource people that may abuse that resource? You know, those types of whakaaro. And if we think about it, we're still maintaining that de facto parent approach to what a journey to whānau wellness looks like for whānau. Ka pai. And the last point, just to sort of touch on again, drawing on Bruce's mapping kōrero, it is not imposed. Ka pai, it's not mandated. In our rohe, when we get the services, like maybe potentially probation or justice, we have whānau turn up to our service and they say we've been told we have to come and engage with Whānau Ora. And we say, oh, tai what? Would you like to be here? Ka pai, because if whānau aren't wanting something for themselves, if they're not taking on that leadership within their own ao, we're doing no different, as my tuakana mentioned, to what we've been doing for the last 150, 60 years to our whānau, by saying, hey, this is what you need, my New Zealand, this is what you need. You need to go and see these people, you need to do this, you need to do that. So we're really attempting to change that. And to talk about potentially this whānau-led thing, what we might often see is this. So we have the bright lights and all the whole whanauri, but we at times may struggle to actually see the whānau. Ka pai, and amongst all of that, ka pai, we really struggle to see the whānau. So again, this today is about stimulating potential other whakaaro. Ka pai, other whakaaro, other perspectives of the way these concepts, these movements are being actualised around the country. You know, in my day here yesterday, I've heard a lot of exciting things, some really cool things, seen some really cool kōrero yesterday, and amazed by some of the mahi that's going around in different parts of the country. So, where do we see the whānau within what we deliver? Is it ambiguous? Is it hard to see at times? Is the background or everything else that's going on around it the focal point? And how do we really zone into the kupu whānau there and bring that to the forefront? Now, with my limited tech skills, I didn't have the ability to make it go psh and bring whānau out, but that's what I'd like you to picture and like you to imagine. How do we bring whānau out of that picture, ka pai, so that they sit at the forefront, so that they are leading, and that we adopt our role. Ngā hāpai o pēr, ngā hāpai o ki muri. Ka pai? Now, our next kaupapa we're going to look at, and don't worry, there's plenty of mahi kei te haere ake, but it is around how we might look at whānau, crisis, and aspiration. Any psychologists in the room? I'll let Bruce talk to you.
He's crazy. Let's help. His back looks like a tomorrow. Okay, so when we think about whānau, and like you were saying, when they access to service, crisis is what they're coming in with. They come in with some kind of deficit, there's something going on in their world, and in our first process, well, whatever we do, I don't know, we assess them, we make a referral, we assess them, we come up with some kind of intervention for them, and then we'll monitor that for a little while and see how that goes, and we do all these things. So, the issue that we sort of have with that is how, out of all of that, how do we start bringing that whānau out of that picture? If we're doing all that mahi forefront. And they said then it's being a recipient of all your mahi that you're doing. So what we're trying to do within our workspace is really trying to get our staff to thinking about how do we work in an aspirational space. And at what time do we transition the roles that we play around managing crisis and start working in an aspirational space? How do we do that as practitioners? And what is it that we need to do? And what tools do we require that's going to allow us to get out of that working in crisis space? Because, we're really good in that space, working in crisis, and that's just part of us, our manaki taonga, all that. We're great at fixing other people's problems. But how do we actually take ourselves out of that way of working and start working in an aspirational space, start focusing on the dreams and aspirations of whānau? And the reality is when your whānau come into your space and they're in crisis, their ability to dream at that time is quite hard. And because there's so much going on in the world, they need a food grant, they spend all their money at the pub on the weekend. So the crisis for them is, I need a food grant. And you've got to try and ask them, well, who do you dream aspire to be? I'm not hungry. So how do we actually, in our practitioner role, take ourselves out of working in that crisis space and into an aspirational space? How do we get whānau to think outside that crisis that they're in and put them into an aspirational way of thinking? And when we're looking at this particular picture up here, this diagram, it sort of looks at how whānau, how we all, think about crisis, think about stimulus, how it affects us, how it impacts on us. And also shows us where as professionals actually jump in and start doing the fixing stuff and doing the work that's required. So when we look at this picture over here, we see here the issue, the crisis, or the stimulus, something's happened. Something's happened for that whānau, or something's happened for an individual that's come into your world. And whatever happened to them, they've internalised it. We've all seen the ad on TV. The young fellow wants to drive home. His mate's internalising a very difficult situation in his job. This is what whānau is, or this is what we all do. So a problem happens, or a crisis happens, we internalise it. From that internalising, we create some thought. And out of that thought, some emotion will grow. And from that emotion, a reaction will happen. The classic example, you come home, the kids have made a great mess on the floor, and flour everywhere. No one's there cleaning it up. All of a sudden, there's a crisis. I've internalised it in my mind. I'm thinking, nobody appreciates me around here. And from that, it creates an emotion. Now I'm very upset, angry, and the reaction is, where's those cats? We need to talk. And that's what happens. And for our whānau, and this is or for everybody, this is how we think about a crisis and how we think about this in our life. As professionals, when we start thinking about whānau that come in a crisis, where do we start our mahi? Where do we start our mahi with that whānau?
We on the diagram up there, where would we do our mahi? Anybody, any whakaaro?
They've had an issue, they've thought about it, they've created some emotion, they've reacted, now they're coming to see you. And what point do we think?
That's a safe space. You can say.
So generally we look at the reaction. They've reacted in some way, and we're going to fix it. The reaction might involve family violence, something happened in that space, we're going to fix it. It could be speculative money, we're going to fix it. Whatever it is, we react to this part. We start doing our work in this space here, in the reaction space.
Do we try and change our whānau thinking? So there's the top bubble up on the left here, create thoughts. Do we try and change our whānau thinking? What do we think in this room? Any whakaaro? Yeah, you can. Think about our map. Think about our map. Because this is where, I guess the rubber meets the road, or the 1 plus 1 starts happening. Is because you really start to get an appreciation or an understanding for where we are potentially doing our mahi. Now, I'm not suggesting anybody in here is doing anything wrong, or they're not doing it that way, but again, get whakaaro anō. So to create thoughts, should we go out there and try and say, oh, you shouldn't be thinking like that? You know, you need ka wai, ka tika.
Tease out the why, how did you get there?
Nice, tease out the why. Any other whakaaro about where in this little 5-stage process may we do our mahi? And the emotion? Ka pai? Ka pai? Kia ora, any other whakaaro? Tēnei tāu te ruma.
Sometimes you need to agitate the thought processes in order for them to come to some resolution around their strengths and their weaknesses.
Ka pai? Ka pai, anybody hear that whakaaro? Agitating the thought processes. Everybody sort of get an understanding of what that might mean? Providing another perspective, yeah.
Maybe that's not ours.
Ka pai? Yeah, ka tika. So if that's not our perspective and we're not trying to do this, how might we find out what the perspective is? Asking, listening, ka pai. And in theory, hey, mama noi ho, te asking me te listening. Ne? But when we're sitting sometimes in front of some mamai or some pauri or some crisis, it gets very, very tricky at times to be able to maintain this the stance and approach, because a lot of people say, oh no, I don't have unconscious bias and I don't have perception and I don't have human judgments. I go, oh, come on. I go, put your hand up if you've driven past a hitchhiker. Hey, and everyone goes, oh. Because the minute you drive past a hitchhiker, you do, in a split second. You drive and you see them, you go, oh, probably not. And what's that based on? Trust. It's based on your perception of the world. Come on. Hey, if I got the overalls on with the black and white stripes and a number over there, you're not picking me up. Come on, you're not picking me up. And it's a real thing. And we need to acknowledge that it's a thing before we can understand how we work with it in a way that puts whānau in the front. We need to understand that. And like again, I'm not suggesting that you can't, but we're here today to whānau about some of these things. But where should we do our mahi? In all of it?
Well, usually we come in after the process has happened.
Ka tika. So from a Whānau Ora approach, concept, movement, how do we change that up? Oh, sorry.
I was just thinking safety because we don't know what that person will start or not. It could be just something minor, but they might be sick or ill or something like that. So it is a safety issue when we're talking about what's stuck there.
Ka tika, and that's a very valid point too, Whai, and that's when this map thing comes into play. So if we don't know or we're unsure, how do we facilitate a space where we can know? Ka pai?
By making the environment safer around them.
Ka tika, yes, definitely, Whai, by making a safer environment. But as I mentioned before, 99% of our services happen here. Ka pai? I spoke to a group of midwives last Friday. That's probably one of the few services in our country that you will engage with because you're well. Ka pai? And they need to support you alongside your haputanga. Very interesting looking at that type of group, their discipline and a Whānau Ora lens though, predominantly Pākehā Roku and no racial connotations whatsoever, but trying to put the whānau in the journey, very mum focused. Te haputanga in that world, and sort of teasing out with that whānau what a Whānau Ora approach or a whānau approach to haputanga might look like. Because a lot of time midwife turn up and dad go out in the shed and start making something, or he go out and mow the lawns or do what he does. Ka pai? And then for them to understand the whānau, there's no I in whānau. Ka pai? And then how do we bring dad and those types of things being challenges for their thinking, because society tells us this type of stuff. Where should we do our mahi? What about there? What about there internalising the crisis? Because what if you internalise the crisis in a different way? What happens to those? Oh, they change. They change. So when we are engaging in crisis, reinforcing crisis, resourcing crisis, it's very, very hard to put an aspirational lens over this engagement that you're having because it's all happening over here. Ka pai? So, that internalising space there, and this is when we start getting into the actual how. Because you have cool frameworks and all these cool things, but people go, yeah, but how? Ka pai? So our workforce doesn't specialise in being brilliant and knowing everything. A key focus for our workforce is understanding how to draw the expertise out of whānau. Ka pai, that's a paramount skill. It's a unique profession. And we've had experiences with experts, haven't we, tuakana? And the way that they might do their business, but experts alongside our whānau. Hey, and understanding, when you can use your expertise.
Well, I said, when I think about this diagram and like what Jen was saying, where do we actually do the money? Like I said, we get to the reaction they come to us. That's in that space. But how do we change that thing? And I go back to that first example I made, come home, my first 21 years, and had some thoughts around it. Well, I say it, nobody appreciates me. The emotional level was slightly upset. And the reaction was I didn't go and talk too much about it. Now, all I need to do is think to myself, why don't you realise that difference? That whole stimulus, the whole crisis, what would that look like for me? Say, for example, I come home, I see the flour all over the floor, the big mess, and I go, wow, looks like the kids had fun today. Now, thank you, different. I wonder what they did. I wonder what they made. They must have made heaps of stuff with little biscuits. No, I'm really happy because they've got the creative minds going. So now my emotions are all different. Now, I'll go play with them. We are playing. And let's go play kids. That was cool. You've got these headlines today. All because I've changed the way I internalise that whole process. I internalise that stimulus. Looked at the problem in a different way. So that the way that it impacts on me now, this side. But before my emotions are up here, I go through the roof, nobody appreciates them, you've got to talk to them, I think this is not working. But I look at it in a different light and internalise it differently, the way I think about it becomes different. So when we're working alongside whānau, we start looking at how do we teach whānau to do next time? How do we teach them to look at their crisis in a different light? You know, I pulled up today, got a ticket from the policeman, but the policeman picking on me because I'm black, and long hair, all this sort of stuff. Now I'm angry, so I took it away, I'm driving off, whatever it is. But if I think to myself, man, I'm glad I got pulled up today, I'm going to get my licence sorted, get my wife, blah, 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 whole different sort of reaction. So it's about that, how do we actually teach whānau to internalise issues that they have in their mind, or have in their world, in a different way. We're not saying that the crisis hasn't happened for them. What we're saying is how do we get them to turn their crisis around and look at it from a different light. And in that way we can actually really start looking at unclouding their views and unclouding their vision, so we can start looking at a more and more aspirational space around. Because whānau, and I've never met a whānau yet that aspires to have the police in their life, that is inspired to be dependent on others, and is inspired to have sis take their children with them. I've never met a family yet that has had that aspiration. Actually, it's quite the opposite. They inspire the other members. But all we're focusing on is this stuff. How do we make sure they still get their benefit? What can we really have to do for that? Blah, 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 blah. If we're looking at the aspiration of whānau, we haven't achieved that. Where are these things in the world? And how much impact do they have on their lives? You know, one of Mason's kōrero yesterday was about our whānau being trapped. And whānau is the best ones to get them out of that space. But if we rely on time services, although they focus on our crisis and tell us what's best for us because they've imposed their map on us, we're going to be stuck in that space for you and a day. And we're just really enforcing that trap that's been set up for us forever. So it's about, you know, we need to start thinking differently about what we do and how we do things. Okay?
Kapa, I just want to pick up off our APSEC whānau yesterday, our whānau no Te Iwi Moimoia, in the whanaunga that stood. Ka aroha kia rātou. While our whanaunga was up delivering his kōrero, I'd just like to ask as a rōpū, what types of thoughts were we feeling? Or thinking, sorry. What types of thoughts? Haere, ka pai, hea atu. Hea? Ka hupo, hea atu. Mamai.
That was us 20 odd years ago.
Ka tika. So those are the types of thoughts. What types of feelings were we experiencing? Everyone's going, oh, was my thought of feelings? Yeah, what types of feelings? Yeah, emotions. So that process in itself, sitting down and experiencing that kōrero, that shows us as people in a game. We want to be treated like people. Okay? So why would things that we experience be different to whānau that we might engage with? Ka pai? So, again, ka aroha ki te whānau no te pāpaka nui, te iwi moimoia. But as you have all sort of shared, when you're hearing that kōrero, wow, pauri rawa. So when our whānau are engaging with our services, and we might be resourcing, working in, moving them through deficit, very, very hard to see, to lift the head up, when that is the basis of an engagement. Ka pai? So, we're going to go through a little exercise in our tepu now. I've handed out a copy of the Te Ara Whānau Ora framework that we use in our Te Tihi o Ruahine. What you'll see is there's no lines, boxes, no are you in danger, do you smoke, are you unwell. There's none of those types of whakaaro within that tool, or within that framework. Before we move through, I want us to think about apartheid. And within our table, so this is going to require a little bit of discussion. If it was logistically possible, I probably would have split these all up, sitting with all our friends this morning, because when we're with our friends, often we think the same. our ability to get outside perspective. Ka pai, because I quite often when I go and talk, and actually probably, someone here will probably know, who can tell me the scientific reason why the sky is blue? Because it reflects the sea. Ka aroha. There's only one person in the room that knows everything. Ka pai? No, but often what we need to establish is that individuals, we don't often know it all. Ka pai, we do not often know it all. And we need to understand that we're working with whānau. Again, what's my role? To know everything, or to facilitate a space where whānau can tap into the things that they know. Ka pai, he pātai tāku. What are the biggest barriers that whānau Māori face in their journey to Whānau Ora? Within your table, 2-minute wānanga. And you fellas go, hang on, you fellas be more aspirational now, we're talking about barriers. Ka pai, what are the biggest barriers? 2-minute wānanga within your table. What are the biggest barriers that whānau Māori face in their journey to Whānau Ora? And in your table, I'd like you to come up with one. Ka pai, and you're going to share. Ka pai, I'd like to hear some. Okay, we choose one per table. Would any table like to volunteer and share their barrier? Ka pai, tēnei te pu whakarongo mai koutou. This table would like to share the barrier that they have identified.
First of all, we focus on food and we choose one.
Now we're experiencing a bit of marginalisation. Whakarongo mai. The poverty of spirit. Okay, when we think about that barrier, poverty of spirit, how does it make us feel? Poverty of spirit. What are you thinking? Wairua, hatu wairua, whakaroa no. Poverty of spirit. Ooh, that makes me feel hungry. Whakaroa no. Oh, ka pai. Another group. Any other groups want to share? Well, we have to share. There's plenty of areas out there, whānau. Anyone else want to share their barrier they've identified? Wai, tēnā koutou?
We've got a taniwha.
Ka pai, he taniwha.
Aye, and he's got a name.
Ka
We've
pai?
got a lot of names. Te whakamā, te kore maramatanga, puhaihai,
And ina te ātāhuatanga o te reo Māori, ne? Hā ko te pauritanga o te reo, ātāhua tonu, te rau nātu. But yes, all those things, puhaihai, ngaro, whakamā, era momo, hea atu?
Brandy had, we talked a lot, and one of the things that we came up with was intergenerational trauma.
Intergenerational trauma. Hea ngā whakaro, intergenerational trauma, hea ngā whakaro. Kei te harikoa koutou? Ai. Moku rere, era atu ne. Any other groups would like to share?
Kia ora everybody. The normalisation of their environments and their upbringings from their intergenerational trauma at times.
Ka pai tēnā koe tutu ahine. Ka rawe tērā whakaro. So, for this exercise to be meaningful for us, we need a barrier. Ka pai? So I'll give us another 10 seconds to come up with one and then we'll progress. Ka pai to stage 2 of our exercise. But again, the main thing I want us to be understanding and thinking about is how we are feeling, thinking. And here, when we talk about these barriers and these deficit focus, ahua that our whānau are confronted with. Ka pai, another 10 seconds. Oh, he pātai. Oh, just another 10 seconds because you'll need your statement, your barrier. What are the biggest barriers that whānau Māori face in their journey to Whānau Ora? And for you guys as a table, because we're going to work with that. We're going to work with that. It could be kore mahu, kore mā tauranga, hea atu, te rawa kore. Okay, whānau? Now that we have our barrier that whānau Māori face, maybe preventing them from reaching Whānau Ora, I'd like us to turn that barrier into an aspirational statement. Ka pai, so we were talking about rawakore, we were talking about whakamā, we were talking about, so if my barrier was there's limited access to the education system is failing our tamariki. Ka pai, that's my barrier. My aspirational statement might say that all rangatahi Māori in Aotearoa have an equitable pathway to meaningful education. Ka pai, and when you say that, when you change that up and flip that on its head, what are you thinking and feeling? Cheer. That's right. Ka pai. So when we're engaging our whānau, why wouldn't we sit there, rub the back and go, oh, ka aroha. I know you're hungry, you know, we'll sort that out. I'm not saying that we can't help our whānau, but what do we make the focal point? How do we turn these deficits that our whānau might be experiencing in their lives, these complex issues, 10 cars up the drive, how do we turn that into a moimoia? Oh, tēnā koe whai. Very soon, I look at tāpē. Very soon. We need a snorkel and a goggles. There's kātika. So, I would like you, and I'm going to give you 10 seconds again. We're all very clever in this room. Give you fellas 10 seconds again to turn that barrier into an aspirational statement. And when the statement, I want to hear, wow. Kia ora tātou, ka pai, whakarongo mai. We've only got 30 minutes left. 30 minutes left. Ka pai. Now, if you can see on your Te Ara Whānau Ora framework, whakarongo mai. Kia ora tātou. If we see on our Te Ara Whānau Ora framework, if we fold it up to that page there, moimoia. Whakarongo mai. Alright, that's about 20 whakarongo mais. I thought I said all Ka pai, whakarongo mai, first page, moimoia. Ka pai, when we talk about a Whānau Ora approach, when we talk about an aspirational approach, as you'll see there in that framework, there's no lines, no boxes. We don't want to know how sick you are. We don't want to know how terrible things are in your life. Tēnā koe whai. Our aspirational statement, can it please be written up there on our moimoia page, our aspirational statement. This is how we facilitate Te Ara Whānau Ora with our whānau. We identify aspirations, and that's what we work on. This page here, moimoia. Can we write our aspirational statement on that page? Moimoia. It's only a 2-minute exercise, it's not a wākanga. Write your aspiration on the front page. Moimoia. He hanga moimoia o tēnei whānau. Moimoia. Dreams and aspirations. Not Māori tanga and haere. Dreams and aspirations. Oh, kia ora mai tātou, while we're thinking, I have this whakaaro that's been submitted, and I nā te miharotanga. So the barrier that was identified in this rōpū, if we are still working in amongst our rōpū, should we practice our inside voices? Intergenerational trauma. Mai rāno te āhua. Me kore kitea tētai āhua atu, me pēwhia e mōhio ki tētai āhua noho o te whānau nei. My experience is, kia mōhio te tangata ki a koe, ka tahi, o kōrero tāna pauri, ka pai. E whakarongo e tatari, ka kitea koe I roto I a rātou āhua nehe mea ko koe tēnā te karanga o rātou. Almost need a snorkel and a goggles. Nā te hohonutanga o te whakaarora. Tēnā rau atu koe, whai. But our aspirational statements, these are key. Now what I'd like us to do, and don't be shy, but we're going to go around and we're going to hear everybody's aspirational statement. Quick as. How tākaka.
It's an immediate fine if you voted on it.
Turi, e hara I te wānanga tēnei bit. Kā tā koutou?
Kia tātou, as a whānau, we have the confidence to choose what is right for us.
Oh, wai, tēnā koutou. What are we thinking, feeling? This is what I want us to be, what I want to be reinforcing. Kā tā koutou?
Whānau leadership.
Whānau leadership. Mick, tēnei whānau? Oh, kā tā koutou?
Te rā tamariki o ōnau kōwai ia rohe ai.
Connected, our tamariki will know. Kōwai nohia. Tā koutou?
We've got my whānau are self-sufficient, well-educated.
My whānau are self-sufficient, well-educated, independent. Right. O tērā.
Anything is possible.
Anything is possible. Ka tika. Anything is possible. It depends how we think and engage our whānau. Whakarongo mai.
Ours was intergenerational trauma, so mai tērā ka puta tēnei kōrero, te hō whānau Māori have access to healing pathways.
And again, how are we thinking and feeling? And if we're thinking and feeling inspired by these kōrero, whānau are no different. Ka pai, they want to be treated like people. They are human. He orite a rātou wheako, ne? He orite a rātou āhua kia tātou. Nā te mea, he tangata noa tātou katoa. Ka pai? Now, the second phase of our journey.
Okay, so what we want to do is inside this this form here, I want you to find this page.
Te here tangata. Koine te ingoa o tēnei wai. Te here tangata.
And when we think about this part of the journey for whānau, this is where we start identifying who are the key people in the lives that have influenced whānau, who are the key people in their lives that support them, who are the key people in their lives where they have to manage those relationships a lot differently, and that's generally your family. It's about identifying who made up who you are today. Whose recipes are you using in life? Okay. So what I want you to think about when we're thinking about your aspiration in your moinga, when we work alongside whānau, this space is about identifying who is it that they're going to need within their support networks, or that they're going to have to add to their tangata that's going to help them achieve their dreams and aspirations. What sort of people, or who are the people or the organisations that you think you're going to need to help you achieve this aspiration of what you've created in front of your thinking. So I'm going to give you a couple of minutes to think about it. Who are the people that you're going to require and the relationships that you're going to need to help you achieve this aspiration that you're
Yes, I
looking
think
for?
we're not creating a framework just but who are we going to need? What current relationships do we have? Yes, our take. Do we have a relationship with justice? Do we have a relationship with education? What do we need? Ka pai, who are these people? Who are these people?
Who have we already got? Haven't utilised them.
Who are the services, relationships that you're getting or need? Te whakatinana hia, takoto moimoia.
So whatever your moinga is, who are the people required to help you achieve that?
In whānau, we're not creating a policy or a framework here, this is a workshop more. He wānanga, so don't be shy just to write down who's all the relationships we have. Ka pai, do I have a relationship at the DHB that we can access? Do I have rongoa Māori? Do I have hākinakina Māori? Do I have marawa? Do I have, what do I have? In my rōpū. Who are the hononga? Tuia te here tangata, ka rongo te pō, ka rongo te ao. Okay. Whakarongo mai. Whakarongo mai. I'm going to choose this rōpū here, because they were so diligent. Whakarongo mai. Ka pai. Kia ora tātou, I'm going to ask this those who are here, they can please share their aspirational statement and some of the relationships. Ka pai? Tēnei rōpū? And again, we're not holding you to, we're not publishing this. Whānau Ora. Read out your aspiration and some of your relationships. Kia ora tātou, kia ora, whakarongo mai. Kia ora tātou. Tēnei tipu te aroha pai, kei te kōrero tētai atu. Kia ora, kia ora.
Tātou ka hui nei te koro kiro te reo Māori. Ka tātou no te ara tika. Ngā partners nei, ko te whānau nei, ngā mahita, rata, neighbours, tau atu pia, te hapu kata, te hono nei rātou ki rātou.
Tēnā aro atu koutou, kia ora mai. So, for those that are of us that may have missed it, what we were asking is, could you please read out your aspirational statement and who are some of the hononga that you require in your group that will assist you on that journey. Ka pai tēnei tipu? Ka pai tēnā koe whae.
Building and sustaining whānau leadership through kaupapa, iwi, hapu, marae, kapahaka roku, hapori, kura, karikia, mentors, kaumātua kuia, whether independent or on the marae.
Ka pai, tēnā rā te koutou. What I'm really loving in this space, what I'm starting to hear is, first of all, we're looking within. Ka pai, that really is really pleasing. We're looking within the whānau first. Tēnei rōpū?
Kia ora no tātou. It's Whānau Waititi, we have a youth court justice that we have there. And one of the main things that we share with our rangatahi is whakapapa, is connections, is identity. So our statement, our kōrero, is to empower our people with identity of who you are and where you come from. How we do that is through marae, through kumātua queer, is connecting back to who we are as a people.
Tēnā koutou. And how nei ngā hononga, who's the relationships that your rōpū has identified that will help you potentially achieve that moe?
You've got marae, obviously.
Ka pai?
Nā rohe o ngā wāhi, marae, he reo, te reo Māori, learning te reo, kapahaka, connecting with kapahaka groups, maurākau, yeah.
Ka pai, tēnā rā te koutou. So, what we've done is we've got our moe our nea aspiration. We've identified who we need in our group, whether it's from within our own toto whānau, or we've identified kaupapa whānau, whether we've identified marae, kuia, koraua, as people that we believe will assist us on this journey. Ka pai? Now, our next wahanga, and tread very carefully here because it's mātauranga. Ka te whare tapawha. Ka pai? And how te whare tapawha is used in this context is one key word. And now we have a real whakatauki down the bottom, ahatua he eti e pounamu. Nā, i tēnei horopaki ko te pounamu, ko te potential, ne? Ko te potential. And how we use te whare tapawha in this context, it is about working with whānau or use as a group and identifying how hanga pūmanawa. How hanga pūmanawa o tēnei whānau. What existing strengths, pūkenga resources do we have that will help us or assist us along this pathway to achieve our moemoea. Ka pai? And we view pounamu as potential. Nō reira, aha kua tōna eti, he pounamu tonu. So for some of our whānau, linking it back to a whānau context, turning up to our hui today, could have been a strength. Ne? It could have been something that they've not necessarily been able to do in the past, but ko nei, kei ko nei, he pūmanawa tēnā. We use our white area, our white tapa toru to identify kia ata ti tiro. E hea nei ngā mea kia ata ti tiro, mātou ko taku whānau. So what areas may we need to pay special attention to ensure that we are able to build up our whare tapa whāne, we are able to build up ourselves in preparation for the journey ahead. Ne? So if we are talking taha whānau, he whare tō mātou, he mahana, he haumaru te whare, engari e tahi wā, ka agi lots. Ne? So as a pūmanawa, he whare tō mātou, he whare haumaru, but gee, how we communicate in our whare could be an area of kia ata titiro. Because if we think about a lot of moimoia and creating leaders within whānau, communication is key.
Another thing too, we were looking at Te Wharekapa whānau in this way, it's not an assessment tool. Hey, it's more of a stock take. It's more of a stock take for whānau to identify what they have, what are the skills and strengths that they have that's going to allow them to achieve their aspirations, and what are the areas that they need to have a look at for themselves so they can maintain that journey for them. And it is, it's about changing the language and how we talk to whānau and how we engage them, and we look at Te Wharekapa whānau as a stock take. What is it that you've got? And what stuff do we need to go to the shop and buy so that we can fill our cupboard up so that we've got everything that we require to help us achieve the dream of aspiration.
E ka tika, te tuakana, and so when we're talking about these concepts with whānau too, we're not bedazzling them with my limited knowledge on task force centred approaches and whānau centred initiatives. Ka pai? So the explanation can be as simple as he whare tēnei, e whā ona pakitara. Okay, we have an earthquake right now, that wall falls in, what happens to the other 3 walls? Ne? They start picking up the strain. And what a Western worldview doesn't acknowledge is if I'm having some āhua within my taha whānau, the effect that has on my taha hinenga. Ne? And how I might be thinking and feeling whilst experiencing whatever's going on in my taha whānau. And then we start thinking about our taha wairua. If I'm having, going back to how we generalised stimulus, ne? This model and the way it's facilitated in this context actually looks at the whānau as a whole, as it's intended, but we use it as a way to facilitate kōrero, where we find out how hanei ngā pūmanawa, o tēnei whānau, how hanga mea kia ata titiro, ne?
It's quite interesting too, because a lot of our whānau are really great at talking about what they haven't got, or what they know good at. They don't identify what strengths they actually do have. And that's why we put that whakatauki on there, so whānau can actually, the little bits that they have are needed to be huge, they're precious. But whānau, you ask them what's great about you, then you might get us sentences, or you might get 2 or 3 words. You ask what's wrong with them, then you can get a book. So it's really about changing that mindset for whānau as well. You start celebrating what you're actually great about, what's great about you as a whānau. So that's what this is all about as well. It's not looking at what's wrong with you as a whānau, getting whānau to think about what have you got. What are the strengths within your whānau's own whānau that you can core to help you achieve what it is that you want to achieve. And no matter how little it is, it's precious. It's about really getting whānau to understand that and contribute to that.
Tapai. Now I will take, or I'll make an assumption, and assumptions are traditionally good in our space, but because we're all so clever, then in our rulebook, can we please come up with 1 pūmanawa and 1 kia ata titiro for each taha? So these are the current strengths or skills or pukinga that we have based on the moimoia you have on your front page. Ka pai? 1 kia ata titiro and 1 pūmanawa for each taha. So we should have 8 kōrero next. Ka pai? And we've got a minute. Ka pai? Kura tātou.
So what have you got?
Ka ka, he's got a couple of minutes. Kei te tere pau te wā. Kia ora tātou katoa, ora mai. If we could now please, sorry, just because we need out of time and I don't want to hold you up for lunch. Now what we can look at, now that we've done a bit of a stock take, okay, we've identified some strengths and some areas that we may need to aki or to work on. We start and we flip it over to this back page here, and what we have is ngā ara. Ka pai, what you have up here are the 7 Whānau Ora outcomes in disguise. Ka pai, If we flip over to our back page, what we have is our 7 Whānau Ora outcomes in disguise. So, mai te topa, rangatiratanga, ko te whānau self-management ne. Hauoranga, ko te healthy whānau lifestyle. Ko tahitanga, te whānau cohesion. Ko tuakiritanga, confident participation in te ao Māori. Pāpuritanga, confident full participation in society. Pukenga rawa, economic security, wealth creation. Tiaki taiao, responsible stewards of natural and living environments. Ka pai, so all of us that sit in here will have some type of relationship with our Whānau Ora outcomes. This is where we capture the mahi that whānau will do. If you can see up the top there, akua nei, akua ki nei. If my moemoea was to aki te ti, what is something that potentially within this group right now that we could do that will begin that process, or start that journey for us? What is one job? It could be establish a working group. Yeah? And if we are likening this back to a whānau engagement, that could be research my whakapapa, identifying roles. What's a kaua tikanga for engagement? Yeah? That's something that's going to happen in the near future. And you know what we say to whānau, which Whānau Ora outcome area, which of these areas do you think that sits in for you? Is that your rangatiratanga, or is that your ability to participate in your community? Ka o whaka. E mā te whānau anō ngā kupu katoa, ki runga I tēnei haere te whānau ora. So whānau populate this. We question, we engage, but whānau populate this. We create the space they tell us. We don't say leadership in your whānau or kaua for engagement. That sits in rangatiratanga, because that's my map of Aotearoa. Waiho mā te whānau e whakatau. So, aku ake nei, those might be mahi that we will get to a little bit down the line. Ka pai, that will help us and assist us in this journey. They won't be things that will happen immediately, but as we all know, it's not a sprint race, Whānau Ora. Ka pai, some whānau we might be to prepare for a decent journey alongside them. Ka pai, so e nai nei, aku ake nei. What I'd like you to do in your group, and I will know that you will all have a good foundational knowledge of our Whānau Ora outcomes. So within your groups, what I'd like you to please do is choose 3 outcome areas. Ka pai, any 3 you like. And identify 3 tasks that your rōpū could do within your table to help you achieve your moemoea. Any pātai? 3 tasks. You get to choose any outcome area you like. Okay? Whānau self-management, healthy whānau lifestyle, whānau cohesion, tuakiritanga, pāporitanga, pukenga rawa, te aki taia. 3 tasks you could do in your table. They could be now or they could be future tasks. Kaya koutou. Yeah, 3 tasks. They don't have to be move the mountain. They could be as simple as establish a working group and a kaua. In terms of reference. E toru ngā mahi. Aliki whē, e toru ngā mea, e toru ngā mahi. Rima meneti e toi ana nā reira, me whakakapi whia, whakarongo mai. So, the process that we've just experienced is called Te Ara Whānau Ora, which translates into obviously the road to whānau wellness. And what we've experienced is moemoea, aspiration, crisis versus aspiration. If we work in a resource crisis, what can we expect of our whānau? Of their thinking, their buy-in, their engagement with their own journey. Ka pai? A whānau-led, whānau-centred, strengths-based engagement. Who runs the show? Ka pai? Whānau, ka tika, as Kaiwhakaaraara or Whānau Ora Navigators, We want to be experts in drawing expertise out of whānau. We don't want to be experts in telling whānau what to do. There's a time and place for your expertise, and it's about understanding when that time and place for you to contribute that to the whānau journey. Otherwise, who's leading who? Whānau-led, whānau-centred, strengths-based, crisis versus aspiration. We've basically taken, in a very rushed form, an aspiration and planned it through. Who do we need? Who's going to help us? Who can we rely on? What pukinga do they bring? What will their role be? We're very, very big on engaging whānau in their aspirational space. When we're talking about Moimoia, if you achieve it, what will it look like? Who will be there? What will you be wearing? Where will you be living? Because when you ask questions like that, whānau look up to the left and they engage their aspirational side of their brain. When we're resourcing deficit and crisis, whānau looking at the ground. But when we start talking to them in a way that helps them see where they might want to be, it changes the whole approach and the whole engagement. So again, just to wrap up, whānau-led, whānau-centred, strengths-based Te Ara Whānau Ora is a process that our navigators facilitate alongside whānau. We're quite big on pukinga such as motivational interviewing, coaching, because those are the bits and pieces that inspire that draw expertise out of whānau. Not going around being clever and telling whānau what they need to do with my map, my Aotearoa. Now, it was a very rushed journey, and thank you very much for assisting us in the short hour and a half. And our last slide for the day, pātai. E pātai a koutou. E pātai a koutou, e pāna ki Te Ara Whānau Ora, or whānau-led, whānau-centred, strengths-based, aspirational engagement from a Te Tihi o Ruahine perspective. Please, we don't profess to know it all or know everything or be better than anybody else. This is how we do it in our way. Any whakaaro? Thoughts? Pātai? Whakaaro mai?
I just want to acknowledge the workshop today. It was fantastic. Really enjoyed that, and really just kind of thinking and reflecting about reframing and changing the perspective up. And I think we as Kaimahiri or within our roles need to be reminded of that from time to time, because the money does get hard. It's easy to kind of get drawn into the reactive stuff, drawn into internalised stuff. So just really enjoyed the interactive nature of this workshop.
Kia ora.
Kia ora. Given the real, the nature of tēnei, how do you put that all into your data? Does that translate into, how does you feel like this, and then I just wondered, what's the next step?
Because at the end of the day, it's that relationship, how we turn tēnei mahi, this world of dreaming, into something we can count, so that we can maintain potentially or increase. So, and you might want to talk to Tūreia or the whānau tahi whānau. We're Te Tihi, we've been a slight problem child. When it comes to whānau tahi, nothing mea, rere ki rau atu tēnei.
The aspirational child.
As Tatiana's alluded to, we are the aspirational child, but we've worked hard with Te Paumata Whānau and Whānau Tahi to try and have whānau tahi in a way that it reflects the way our navigators are practicing. Because, as seems like a lot of us have experienced, often we might feel that we are actually working to whānau tahi potentially as opposed to, and haere te whakahiti, but those are reporting systems, te ao whānau. But I must say that whānau tahi and te Paumata Whānau have been very accommodating with our uniqueness and the way that we attempt to work alongside whānau. So some of you will know you can customise, you can do all that, more āhua. So we have our data people have been doing a lot of work customising whānau tahi so that it can reflect the way that we're working with whānau and that our language we input it and it gets pulled straight across to their language. Ka pai?
Oh, I forgot what I was going to say. I just turned up to this workshop because these are my cousins, and I thought they needed numbers. But I actually think Jesus this is fabulous. I want to take this back and mouthful of lollies. I want to take this whole feel, if that's how I'm going to describe it, feel back to our organisation. Yeah, there's like the auntie told me to turn up.
Hei pātai anō, whakautou.
One question I had was the framework of navigating whānau and working as Waiarahi. Do we have not a prescribed way or model to actually facilitate these strengths, weaknesses, turning it into plans, marking measurements so that we know what our success looks like, what that should look like? Is there any kind of rigour or literature that we can draw on to help us as Kaiwhakaaraara to lift whānau even higher?
I wailoa te tira. No, notice Mason just stuck out of the room. Very timely.
To answer some of that question, there's a lot of work going on in the background around how do we create. I think I must cover some of that stuff now too, around frameworks so they can give our workforce the skills required, I suppose, as they said. But I'm always mindful of Mason's kōrero around this workforce is a unique workforce, it's different, and we've got an opportunity now to show what that actually is. He told us, a navigator, not a social worker, not a nurse, not a doctor, not a principal, not these things, not a counsellor. We are actually a unique role in a unique position. So, there is a lot of work going on in that space now.
In terms of literature, we are oral people. Our language, our kōrero, our whakapapa, transmitted orally, whānau he economic. So there's literature, ka pai. Literature specifically Whānau Ora even meina. However, if you facilitate a space where whānau can tell you, kāre tua tu te. O, ki oku nei whakaro. Pātai anō? Pātai whakamutu ngā ni, wā kai.
I love this model. I love what you're doing. It's hopefully we can implement some of it back in our mahi. But here's my pātai. It's going to sound like a negative, but it's not. So whānau who come into you and they want a quick fix, want a food parcel. How have you managed to kind of get the whānau to read it, how they move forward as opposed to just one food parcel?
And that comes back to what we specialise in. So what would we like to, if we were to answer that pātai, how do we engage whānau that have come in for a quick fix? Ka pai, if we're getting that relationship, then what do we need to specialise in? Inspiring whānau, facilitating a space where they go, wow. Ka pai, how do we turn that food parcel or that need, that immediate need, how can we flip that on its head? It doesn't work 100% for every whānau. What we've got to understand is there's no initiative out there that we can walk in and go, ta-da, and kua ea. So it is about understanding what we need to I guess, really, really hone in on. As I said, our workforce, we're big on motivational interviewing, coaching, taking yourself out of the picture. You know, what's your background? It's not a master's, it's none of those things, it's manners, it's manaki whanga, it's patience, it's empathy, it's those types of things. I have a background in those types of things because you know what? It's those pukenga, those mātauranga, those knowledge bases that facilitate spaces where whānau can dream.
And I think the other part too, how we do it is really, we're quite clear with our whānau, our options. As navigators, we are there to help you achieve your dreams and aspirations. And we are quite clear on that. Our whānau are so used to accessing services become dependent on those services. So when they come to us, I think, we're that service too. When we first started the navigation service, we were getting referrals for need a ride to town. So, these types of real crisis type stuff. But it's really clear with our workforce that they understand that the role they play is in that aspirational space. So when we're engaging with whānau, quite clear with them too that the role that we play is this role. There's tons of services out there that do the fixing stuff, and we will definitely engage our whānau with those services and create those pathways for them to access those services. But we're quite clear, our role is in the aspirational space, and we're starting to use tools to get whānau to think about it. And middle we still have to manage the crisis. We don't want to be sitting on that crisis for 6 months. It's just manage it for that time, keep them into an aspirational place of thinking, and then move on to the other one. But we will refer to other organisations out there and provide grants and those things. Because we don't do a lot of fixing organisation. That's not our thing.
Ka pai, o kia ora tātou ke whakakapi i tēnei o ngā wāhanga i mihana kia koutou. Ka tahi ki rōpū pai ko koutou, no reira reri ana a maua nei mihi kia koutou, kia pai ngā mahi kei rua ki aroaro, ka whakakapi i tēnei wāhanga, kia ea ai ngā mahi kua mahi no reira, kia tātou ki te aorangi, kuno ki te aorangi, aroha ki te aorangi, ti hei, Māori, kia ora.